All right, Eric, you're on the air. Oh, this is Eric the Midget, everybody. You know Eric the Midget. Eric?
Oh.
He can't reach the mic.
Is this the guy who can barely hear?
I can hear.
Yeah, we can't hear you, dude.
Is this better?
No. I'm lowering everyone's mic, but... What's up?
Oh, not much. I was just calling in because,
Britney Spears visit you yet?
Yeah.
No.
This dude's a midget. He's in a wheelchair. His whole life's like screwball stuff, and then he's got hanging on his walls Britney Spears pictures.
And in love with the American Idol chick.
Yeah. And he's in love with Kelly Clarkson.
Really?
And I was like, dude, you got to go to like a burn victims unit and date chicks.
Yeah. Happy hour at the Shriner Center.
Yeah. I said, you could get laid, because he wants to get laid, right?
Yeah.
Eric wants to get laid. I said, you could get laid, but Britney Spears isn't going to bang you, and neither is Kelly Clarkson.
Really?
I said, give that up. Yeah. And I said, besides, if you ever do get a broad up there, no girl's going to go for you if you got a Britney Spears poster on your wall. You're going to think you're a douche.
I got one. I got all my
why not?
faculty.
Do you know what I'm saying, Eric?
Yeah. I was calling because the last couple times I called, I forgot to mention something about 2 of the other American Idols.
Could you talk louder? Because I don't want to miss this.
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
World of difference.
Yeah.
This makes absolutely no difference when he says, can you hear me now?
He's
in a
not
bubble?
doing anything different.
Could you talk taller?
Yeah.
Talk as loud as you can.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Yell.
What I was going to say was, on Entertainment Tonight a couple weeks ago, they interviewed Nikki McKibben, who, if I remember correctly, was one of your favorites.
This guy's obsessed. I try to get him a different rap because he was, I was trying to tell him how to get laid. And I know because I'm an ugly dude who managed to get laid a lot. And so I got tips. Any good-looking guy can tell you how to get laid. You walk into a bar and chicks want you.
No, they can't tell you because they don't know how it's happening. It just happens all the time.
I'm telling the guy, hey, listen, give up the American Idol obsession. This guy, he's living a life where he's fantasizing about all the kids on American Idol. But go ahead. All right, so my favorite, Nikki McKibben.
Two summers ago,
Dude, I've moved on from Nikki McKibben. I don't even remember Nikki McKibben. American Idol was fun. You're still living it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I meant to tell you this the last couple times I talked to you, but I forgot.
All right, go ahead.
She told the interviewer that 2 summers ago she was a topless dancer at a Texas club.
Right, I know that.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't know if you knew that.
That's what's hot about her.
Yeah.
She's a screwed-up stripper.
Which one was that? With the short hair?
Yeah, the short red hair, who sings decent karaoke.
Yeah, she looked like a dirty girl.
She looks like a dirty... She had a kid. She's like 20 years old. She has a kid.
She was the typical stripper.
Yeah, she's a dirty, filthy girl, and I love it.
Kids in a tub in a motel somewhere.
Nikki McKibben. What else you want to tell me?
Also, the DVD that's coming out at the middle of this month, I saw a clip of it off of Entertainment Tonight, and they're all watched in their cars, and the one idol contestant that you had in there that you tried to pay $2,000 to
This
get.
kid's really in bad shape, isn't he?
Ryan.
I gotta. He's a master of like unimportant stuff.
And he's a wheelchair too.
He's a messed up kid, but I'm telling you, he wants to get laid.
And they're spraying each other with hoses.
Okay.
So if the camera gets in the right spot, you'll get to see what she wouldn't show you for the $2,000.
Let me ask you something.
He thinks he's on your level. He's telling you could catch a peek at this girl. He doesn't have to wait for TV to get a peek.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to send this kid to the Bunny Ranch.
No, send him to the green room at the Labor Day telethon. That's where all the chicks hang out.
Right.
Get a sniff of Charo.
Hey, didn't I send you some money?
Yeah, I got one of the checks already.
How much should I send you?
You sent me a total of $1,000.
Yeah. What'd you do with the money?
Really?
I deposited the one check already, and it's going to be to pay pay some bills.
All right, I'm gonna send you $500 more, but I want you to spend it on something stupid, like something frivolous, because I feel awful for you.
Buy yourself a stepladder or something. Go nuts.
Yeah. You want $500?
Yeah.
Tell me what you're going to spend it on, and I'll send you $500.
A DVD player.
How about a Louis Vuitton bag on eBay?
How about a Nick DiPaolo T-shirt?
Why don't you go to a strip club with the $500?
I could probably do that, maybe.
Does he have somebody who would take him to a strip club?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
You know someone who'll take you to a strip club?
Yeah.
What, do you got, like a dude that hangs around with you?
Yeah, I have 2 friends that...
Normal size?
Yeah.
You got to get some midget friends. Because you know what it is? They make you look bad, those guys. You got to wheel yourself down to like a... Where the hell could this guy get chicks? I said the burn victims unit, but...
Where does he live? Is he in New York?
Where do you live?
In the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, gee.
Maybe I'll have this guy down to the Bon Jovi Bukkake party.
Yes, there you go.
There you go. Then you could make sure things happen right for
Do
him.
they have ramps?
You know, I don't know. You know what? There's a guy who's suing one of the strip clubs because it wasn't handicap friendly. I swear to God, I got an article on it.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to read it to you yesterday, as a matter of fact. Some strip club didn't have ramps.
He's got a point.
Yeah, but man, you look like a real douche, you know, suing over ramps for a strip club.
But if anybody needs a lap dance, come on.
Quadriplegic sues strip club over wheelchair access for lap dances. Edward Law sued the Wildside Adult Sports Cabaret. I like that. Wildside Adult Sports Cabaret last month after visiting the West Palm Beach Club in May and June. The lap dance room is only accessible by a short flight of stairs, according to the suit. It also alleges that the counter around the stage where strippers dance is too high, making it difficult for Law to see the stage and set down his drinks.
See?
This is an industry that is high profit and knows about ADA and is ignoring it. Attorney Anthony Brady Jr. told South... See, if some dude came...
ADA?
Yeah. I guess it's muscular dystrophy. I see. Americans with Disabilities Act.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to have a ramp to a DJ's booth in regular nightclubs. I know that's a...
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well...
You can make a request. Yeah, could I hear it sitting on the dock of the bay?
Law also sued another West Palm Beach strip club, the Landing Strip. He charges both clubs with violating ADA standards for bathrooms and parking spaces.
The guy's a quad.
There's no specified amount of money in attorney's fees.
How does he set his drink down anyway? He's a quad.
I was going to say, what, did you put a double sawbuck in his mouth and go, hey, come on over, honey?
I'll tell you what. I'm not inviting this guy to Scores.
He'll start trouble.
Yeah.
He'll sue.
I'm going to send you $500. I want you to go to a strip club with it, okay?
All right.
Promise me you'll go to a strip club.
Okay. Have you ever had the WWE's Stephanie McMahon in there?
Oh, boy.
No.
You'd like to probably have her as a guest.
You got posters of her on your wall?
No. But she's a real good-looking woman.
This kid's so horny. I'm
telling you,
I feel
he's
bad.
pent up.
He wants it so bad.
He's only heterosexual in San Francisco.
Yeah, he's got to be able to get laid.
And he's disabled.
All right, you won $500. Yeah, the only heterosexual in San Francisco is a disabled man.
Damn it.
You've won $500 courtesy of the hot new movie Rules of Attraction.
Thank you.
Starring James Van Der Beek, Shannon Sossamon, and Jessica Biel in theaters everywhere October 11th. All right, brother. Yeah. Keeping it real. Artie Lang joining us today, who's on the Norm Show every Friday night, we think. We're not sure if it's still on. But if it is on, you should watch it.
Absolutely.
Because as Artie explained to me, being on a sitcom and being a supporting character is about the easiest gig in the world.
It really is.
And does it pay really good?
Oh, yeah.
Not only does it pay good, but you do nothing all day.
But, I mean, it's nice to be paid very well for doing nothing.
What do you do all day?
Nothing. Like, I may have 10 or 12 lines a week, you know?
Right.
And it's real easy to learn them. They're just, you know, like dumb jokes.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's not even hard to memorize them.
Like, I'll say to Norm, like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And he'll go, no, I'm not thinking of cheeseburgers.
Right.
And then you're gone.
Yeah, and then I get a check.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have to be there all week and, like, kind of be on the set?
Sometimes not. Sometimes, the other thing is we get a week off every month because the writers have to have time to catch up to shows.
And you don't even have to write any stuff. You just show up and do it.
No. You can make suggestions, but
why would you do that?
Why bother?
It cuts into my, you know, free time.
And what do you do in free time? Like, what do you do on the set to kill time?
Like, I play wiffle ball with some of the crew guys. It's on the Warner Brothers lot, which is the kick-ass lot to work on.
Yeah.
There's so many hot chicks walking. Like, we're right by Friends. Like, every once in a while, I'll just stroll down to Friends and try to look at Jennifer Aniston's ass.
Is that not a great ass?
Yeah, oh, my God.
I saw her ass on a plane.
You got to see her ass in person, man.
Yeah, you know what? I know. She doesn't look that hot on TV, but then you see her in person, and she's got this ass. And I saw her walk into the ladies' room, and, man, she was just smoking.
I think she's smoking, and she, like, wears
that ass trap Brad Pitt.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, it's like, I'm on a show that's on a network, but you walk by that Friends set, and I'm so nothing. I'm just, like, not even in the realm of...
Right, you're on network television, but it makes no difference because nobody knows who you are.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So they think I'm just, like, this guy looking at them.
Yeah, like a perv.
But they can't throw you out.
Oh, no, because I'm on a show. I have to get back to
you know what's funny?
Jokes.
You are a guy just looking at them.
Exactly. That's exactly what...
but they can't. But you're the guy you're their worst nightmare. They can't throw you off because you're kind of famous.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. They can't say something to me because I kind of, you know... But their car... Like, sometimes we try to... I do childish stuff because you don't feel like you're in show business.
Right.
You know, because they're so famous.
And you feel like they're really in show business and you're not.
Absolutely.
And they look down at you with disgust, like how, you know, show business people do.
Yeah, and, you know, you're just sitting there like a little kid. Like, sometimes they're in the gym, and, like, there's all these hot chicks that work out in the gym.
There's a gym.
Oh, my God.
There's a gym on the lot?
Yeah, and I go in there with, like, jeans and stuff, and the person working at the gym has no idea who I am. They're like, you know, it's $10 if you want to work out here.
Oh, really?
I go, I work on the Norm show. And they go, are you background? I go, no, I'm on it. I'm on the show. I'm a regular.
Dear.
And then they go, oh, all right, well, it's still $10.
Right, yeah, we don't care. That's the Norm show.
But could you wind up on an exercise bike next to Jennifer?
Yeah, if I had ever brought sweats or something.
Right. And can you befriend any of these friends? I mean, can you...
Are they friendly, the friends?
They don't... I don't know. I've never talked to them. They don't seem like it.
Right. They don't seem all... And what's with Matthew Perry? I mean, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, as I said earlier, they're the same guy. I mean, well, can't this guy pull his life together? I mean, he's got it made.
If you can pull your life together.
Yeah, I was in bed. I'm worried Matthew Perry's going to get my liver. Because if Warner Brothers has to buy one guy a liver, it's going to be him.
What about... So you should, just so I understand this, you go in like on a Monday, they do what they call like a table read or something?
You get in like 11 o'clock, and then you read the script.
And you don't have to memorize it for that. You just...
No, you just read it. Like, you try to be full, like, performance and stuff.
And the writers sit there with you, and they try to figure out, like, if the lines are working and if it's funny.
Yeah, it's a weird, awkward thing, because the network people are sitting there.
Right.
They're all these, like, creepy people. You don't know who they are. And
even if you don't get, like, the jokes, sometimes the jokes don't... You just sit there and laugh at them anyway.
You try to sell them.
The writers laugh like crazy.
Right. Yeah, they sit there and laugh at their own crap.
Exactly.
And the network guys sit there and they try to get into it.
It's one of those things where you can really tell whose line it is, right?
Right.
By who's laughing the loudest.
They just make faces. The network people just make faces.
Right. You know? Right. Yeah. On Son of the Beach, I've been to a bunch of the table reads.
Yeah.
After the guys write the scripts, we all sit down and we watch the actors do it and stuff. And everybody sits there and laughs way hard to make sure that...
Right. Exactly. They really want to sell it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then...
But you know what? The network executives aren't as dumb as you think they are. They're kind of like, yeah, we heard all that laughter. This doesn't work.
No, they're smart. They're smart people. They know how to... I mean, they're running a business.
Right.
You know, they don't care what's funny or not. They just want to... They got to make money. You're like a little peg in this giant corporation.
I know. And if you take any risks in the script, they're like, don't take risks because then we're going to have advertisers cancel.
Right. Just get to the part where people, like, watch the show.
Story of my life.
Like they stay through the commercials.
Story of my life. I mean, in my career, I always took risks. And the thing was that it did cost sponsors. And the guys would go,
You're an idiot.
We can't do business with you.
I go, well, how do you make radio better? How do you make it entertaining again if we don't take risks in the beginning? They go, well, we're not going to take any risks.
Right.
Well, why should we? We want to make money.
We want the airline.
All we want to do is make money, dude. No one's here for art. This is not art.
Before they say anything in sitcoms, it's the word they use the most before funny, before anything, is likability.
Right.
They'll even say stuff like huggable.
What do they do with Norm? He's not likable.
Well, they're trying to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna.
As we speak.
That's why you're there.
Definitely not huggable.
You're all fuzzy and warm.
Yeah, I could be fuzzy and warm.
Yeah, but so you get paid real good money.
Oh my God.
And Norm brought you in, right?
Well, the thing was, I had done a couple of movies and stuff, and I was on this other show, Mad TV, so you get, like, your quotes up a little bit.
Right.
And then I had a network deal where I shot my own pilot. The worst show ever.
Who put that together? I mean, who wrote that, you?
After Mad TV, I did this movie with Norm, Dirty Work.
Right.
And then I got what they call, like, a development deal. Fox Network.
And did you actually shoot the pilot?
Yeah, the pilot got shot.
And was it horrible?
Oh, my God, it was bad.
And why was it bad? What was the premise?
They threw it together real quick. I wanted to play a bookie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they said to me, you know, what do you want to do? I said, I'd love to play, like, a runner for a bookie in a show. And
That's funny.
I got to go collect money. The different characters are my buddies who are losers who I got to collect money from.
That's funny.
And I'm saying this in a room of network people, and they're just looking at me like, what do you... And they said, what's the difference between a bookie and a runner for a bookie? And I said, well...
So you wouldn't even be like the head guy. You're like the loser who goes and collects money.
Yeah, I said the difference is like, 6 months or 3 to 5, basically.
Right. See, I like the idea that you're not even the bookie.
Yeah, I'm the runner.
You could get like a Tony, not Tony Danza, what was the guy, DeVito. You get like Danny DeVito to be the bookie.
I wanted the bookie to be like Charlie in Charlie's Angels. You just heard him on the phone,
right?
So you could get some famous guy who might be willing to take a huge check just to do a voiceover or something.
Right.
Danny DeVito.
Right.
And then they thought about that for like 3 months, and meanwhile they're paying me. Like my grandmother thought I was in the mafia.
Right. You never even went to work.
Yeah, I bought an Eldorado. I was like getting all this scratch. And
don't they give you like close to like $1 million just for a development deal to tie you up for the year?
I got like for someone on my level in show business, I got an incredible amount of money.
Like about $700,000, right?
I mean,
be honest.
Yes, but $750.
Yeah, that's what they pay.
Yeah.
I was blown out by that. They give people development deals, and they know they're never even going to make it to network television.
Oh, right.
Anybody knows looking at you, you're not going to make it onto your own show.
It could happen, but it's very unlikely.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, and they just handed you $750,000.
Wait for 3 months, and I'm going, do you guys have a money laundering operation?
Right. In radio, I'm amazed. I can't get money just to feed my guests. Radio is so practical as a business, and Hollywood is so wasteful.
Yeah, they just throw away cash. You think maybe they got to clean some money.
Yeah, I have a friend who just went through a development thing, and like the Fox don't even read the scripts. They just basically.
Yeah, sometimes if you're hot, they just give you money.
I said to my friend, I said, this script, my friend gave me the script to read. I said, the script's not right. I said, I mean, I'm not a genius, but I'm reading this thing, and I have no interest in it.
Right.
Like, they're going to make it anyway. They don't care.
Yeah, they got to do something during pilot season.
They spent so much money. And the writer was a real funny guy, I thought, but they made him rush the script. They made him write it. Because after 3 months of mulling over that idea, they go, well, we don't want to do it because we don't want you to do something illegal for a living.
You know what? Yeah, I know. This is so stupid.
On the show.
Yeah, right. Like
it took
Sopranos.
3 months to figure that out.
Yeah, the Sopranos is a bunch of illegal guys. Can you guys do something legitimate?
Right, and I had all these Jersey references in there. Like, no one's going to care about these Jersey references.
But that's what makes it different.
Yeah, exactly. This was 3 years ago. Meanwhile, the Sopranos was talking about
all Jersey references.
Franklin Avenue and Nutley.
Pine Barrens.
Right. So this was a big disaster, but you didn't care because you paid
Yeah, it got me money.
Right.
That's all I really
But, back to what he does for a living now, you just talked about Monday. What do you do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
Tuesday, you get in at like 10 o'clock, and then you have the lightest rehearsal. Like, you just run through it at the end of it.
Are you allowed to hold your script and everything?
Yeah. But like me, like the thing I've always got going for me is I'm kind of a quick learn with stuff.
Right.
So it's like, I wouldn't even have to take something to work.
How does Norm memorize all those lines?
He's got it tough because he's in every scene.
Does he use cue cards?
No, you can't in a sitcom.
And isn't it like doing like
a... You gotta look at the other actor.
Yeah, right. And isn't it like doing like a little play? Like, I mean, you gotta memorize a play.
Are you in front of an audience?
It's hard. Yeah,
when
there's
you finally do
300
it?
people in the studio audience. But me and Norm are like the worst actors, and we're always smiling. And then you go, and Laurie Metcalf is on the show, who's amazing.
Who's a real actress.
Oh, my God. She's
they figure surround you guys with like real actors.
Yeah, so when she's really mad in the scene, she's mad. Like you get scared because she's really mad. And like Norm is supposed to be mad, he's giggling. And, like, hey man, I'm mad at you. What?
I don't know. I'm not really mad at you.
And he's the worst because if a joke bombs with the audience,
right?
You didn't write
Get close to that microphone. I'm losing your voice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If a joke bombs with the audience, like in the middle of a taping, like I'll say a joke, and because we're friends, Norm will just like if it bombs, he'll just let the silence go.
Right.
And the network people are squirming and stuff, and then he'll just look at you and go, "Well, there's that. Did you think that was funny?"
Breaking the fourth wall.
And he makes you look like a jerk, and the whole audience laughs.
Right. They should leave all that in.
Oh, that's funny.
They should, I'm telling you, because
it's funny.
One reviewer loved the show, and he said that Norm has an ironic take on acting.
Right. That's nice.
That's why he liked it.
Yeah.
And Norm said, well, shouldn't I be doing that on purpose?
What was the name of the pilot you did?
It was called The King of New York, which was shot the same pilot season as The King of Queens.
And what were you? I mean, what did it end up being?
What I ended up doing was I played a doorman of, like, the Plaza Hotel in New York.
Oh.
Already on board.
Yeah. And I said to them, all I cared about was just playing, like, gambling and stuff. Like, I didn't care about anything else. So I said, well, what if I'm a doorman who takes bets from guys? And they said, all right, fine. We'll do it. They were completely...
That's okay.
Yeah. They said that was all right.
Right.
But then I had to have a love interest. It's like I don't know how to like.
You should have had like a midget or a dwarf love interest.
It would, yeah.
Then people would have bought that.
Totally bizarre.
Speaking of that, so Robin gives me this tape because I wanted to see the show about dwarves on HBO. It followed The Sopranos.
Last week.
I sat there and cried like a baby.
I told you, it's depressing as hell.
Man, what a tough life. Boy, I think my lucky stars. I wasn't born a dwarf. I'm glad I'm an oversized geek.
Depressing as hell.
Yeah.
That is a bitch, man.
That is a bitch.
You don't even know. You only imagine how bad it is. This documentary shows you.
Right.
It was weird. They had one guy who was a doctor. He's a dwarf. And you know how no one takes a dwarf seriously. He's like, everyone thinks because I'm small, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But the guy's like a really good doctor. But, it is weird. Like, you walk down the street, you don't see many dwarfs. And they're saying 1 in 40,000 babies is a dwarf.
Where are they?
Where are they hiding them?
1 in 40,000?
1 in 40,000. That doesn't sound like...
That's a lot of dwarves when you count up all the people that are here.
Yeah, the worst guy is the first guy on the special, as Robin explained last week. This dude is born a dwarf. And at first you can't really tell a guy's a dwarf. They were talking about this, like when the baby's born. Because they look sort of normal, but even one woman said you could tell something's wrong because the arms and the legs seem a little bit shorter even as an infant, and the head seems a little big.
Yeah.
And this one woman, I guess, gave this dude away. And he grew up in orphanages and all kinds of crap, and he's all poor and stuff. And then he went to find his real mother when he was an adult. And you see this little 3-foot guy walking through the street trying to find his mom. And then he finds his mom. Turns out his mom's a super rich broad, lives on Park Avenue, beautiful apartment, the whole deal. Boom, knocks on her door. The mom takes one look down, and she goes... Yeah, and it's like one of those weird things where, you knock on the door and you look out, nobody's there, and you look down and there's this dwarf standing there.
Screaming.
Screams at the guy, you can't be here. I gave you away. Get out of my life.
You're not supposed to leave Connecticut. Like, you had him confined to the state.
Yeah, don't you ever show up here again. And the guy was just, like, blown out.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. And then they got one broad on there. They stretched her. Her parents stretched her.
Is that the weirdest thing?
Yeah.
Because it's a dwarf on long legs.
Yeah, I'd want to be stretched, though.
But, look at her walk now. You see the busted ligaments?
Yeah, well, they say that was the first time that happened.
Oh, sure.
The ligaments got too stretched.
Oh.
They just don't get treated well at all.
No, they don't.
Me and Norm had a midget in the movie we did,
Yeah.
And they put on the call sheet, the call sheet in the beginning of the day.
Sure.
It said, Norm 8:30, and then it just said midget 8:30.
Oh.
So this midget goes ballistic. Hey. He starts going nuts, and he calls his agent and stuff, and the agent calls up and starts screaming at in this day and age, how dare you,
Right.
His character has a name. His character in the movie is Paul, like everybody else, blah, blah, blah. So everyone's real apologetic because you're afraid of a lawsuit and stuff.
Yeah, right.
I swear, this is a true story.
Yeah.
The next day, the call sheet came out, and it said my name, Norm's name, and then it said Paul the Midget. 5:30. I said, whatever PA is in charge of that, I said, that's a funny guy.
Paul the Midget, put him in the movie.
He should be writing.
He went nuts, and they had to talk him into like not going, and you know, I mean, but it was hilarious. But
I had to talk him down off the ledge.
Yeah.
Paul the Midget. Well, and midget is, I learned from the special, is really a derogatory word. It's the same as calling a black guy a nigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're calling him a nigger. It's like Paul the nigger.
How much easier with saying midget than I am
dwarf?
Yeah, see, that's a problem.
I have no problem saying midget around a midget.
Right. Yeah, go up to a black guy and call him a nigger, see what happens.
I'm
You're
saying,
not that brave.
Yeah,
right.
I'm going to say African American a lot around a black guy.
Yeah, right. Paul the African American.
Exactly.
Right. So anyway, geez, where do I go from here? There's so much to get to and so little time. Can't even tell you.
Meanwhile, last night's special after The Sopranos was on Bellevue, so I can't wait to get home and watch that.
I know. I didn't tape that. The Sopranos, by the way, for anybody who's been complaining that The Sopranos isn't good, Robin.
Like me.
Like Robin. You just hang in there. Last night's episode was kick-ass, was killer.
I have to agree. It was great.
It was a great... In fact, I'm so pissed I stayed up to watch it because I'm suffering now. I'm so tired, but I got to tell you, you could not turn it off. It was just so good.
One of the best episodes ever.
Those guys running through the woods.
The whole love interest thing on his part and Meadows.
Mm-hmm. Just great. Good stuff.
Oh, stuff happens with Meadow, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, are they going to kill that kid who's with Meadow?
See, she never tells her dad what these guys do to her.
Oh, he's going to find out this time.
Is he going to find out she actually caught him with a girl? Wow.
I don't know. Well, Sopranos is great. And by the way, the director last night's episode was Steve Buscemi, the actor.
The guy who got stabbed not too long ago because of a bar fight.
But I got a feeling the directors, you see, and this I know from friends of mine in TV, television directors aren't like movie directors. Don't ask me why.
Well, they don't develop the script.
Yeah, and somehow they're given zero credit, because like if you ever watch TV, sometimes like the director is most of the directors in television are from like Happy Days, ex-actors from Happy Days.
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah,
all great
for
directors.
sitcoms.
Yeah, like and the Newhart show, like the dentist on the Newhart show. No, who was it? Peter Boners is the director a lot.
Yeah,
right, he was the dentist on
Newhart. Yeah, on Newhart.
And then the guy who was Dick Van Dyke's neighbor, he used to do a lot of directing.
Yeah, Jerry Paris.
Right. And then the Incredible Hulk used to direct.
Yeah.
Bill Bixby.
Yeah, Robbie Benson's like a big sitcom director. Like you see his name on all of them. Yeah. And evidently, you could be almost a retarded monkey.
Jason Priestley directs.
Yeah, Jason Priestley directs, okay? I mean, it's always weird cats who are directing. It's like, Donnie Most, right? Who played Ralph Malph on Happy Days, and the other guy, Anson Williams, director.
I was watching something on TV Land this weekend, and they were talking about all the different people from old sitcoms that became big directors. So they show Penny Marshall and all her credits, and Rob Reiner and all his credits. Then they showed the black guy from Hogan's Heroes. Right. Apparently, he's directed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's where... People, what's his name?
Ivan Dixon.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Ivan Dixon.
I'm up on sitcom directors.
Are you?
Yeah.
And he's big, that guy?
Yeah, he directs a ton of stuff, that guy, yeah.
He's like a big deal.
The guy who was that girl's boyfriend, he used to direct
Ted
before
Bessel.
He died, yeah.
Ted Bissell.
Bessel.
Nobody even knew his name.
I'm up on that stuff, too. Because I always look to see who the director is, because I think it's so damn funny. And evidently that's like a perk you get after you've retired from a sitcom. And, you're the third guy in, and you can't get any work.
I'm looking into it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Scott Baio's a major guy there, too.
Oh, jeez. Is that what he does?
I don't know.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
He's directing?
He actually was... Well, the guy who directed...
Who's Alfonso Ribeiro first?
He's the kid who was Will Smith's brother, I think, on The Fresh Prince.
Yeah, the tap dance kid.
The little tap dance kid.
He was the little kid in the Ricky Schroeder series.
Yeah,
that's where you first...
What's he doing now?
Well, the guy who directs our show a lot also directed a lot of Fresh Princes of Bel-Air. And one day he shows up to work, and Alfonso Ribeiro is just like walking around, like getting him coffee.
Oh, no. We were like,
who's that guy? And the director goes, he's training. He's in training.
Ah.
So you got to sit there and like Alfonso Ribeiro is just like this guy's gopher.
Christopher Lloyd from Taxi, big TV producer, that kind of thing. So anyway, I don't know what my point was in bringing that up. Why was I bringing that up?
Steve Buscemi in The Sopranos?
Oh, yeah, Steve Buscemi. So I have a feeling like when you see a guy and he's a director on TV, for some reason it's not a big deal. They say it's... Because my agent always tells me this. He goes, no, directing in TV. Because I'll say, hey, why don't we just get a director from TV? He goes, no, they're not real directors. He says, you could go in tomorrow and direct a TV show.
In fact, I'll give you one.
It's all set up already, and the actors know exactly what they have to do. You can't even tell actors on sitcoms what to do.
Film shows are different, though. A film is like The Sopranos is like a movie.
Yeah, I would think so.
With one camera and stuff.
But according to my agent, these guys don't do anything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Kathy Bates directed an episode of NYPD Blue.
Right, exactly. What does she know?
It's like when you get to be the guest editor of a magazine. The magazine already runs.
Exactly. But it's weird. It's like there's 3 camera shoots on or 5 camera shoot on these sitcoms. The guy comes in. He's not even allowed to talk to the actors. He's not even allowed to do anything. And he gets a director's credit.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I'll direct something.
Because that was always the funny thing to me. It was like J.R. got to direct some of Dallas once he'd been there a while. You know, it was like he was bored just being J.R.
Right.
So they said, all right, you can direct some episodes. And then Sue Ellen had to direct. It was like everybody could.
I know. I knew it was BS when most of the cast of 90210 were the executive producers of the TV show. I go, that means they do nothing.
But, Howard, you know our friend Danny, the guy that, writes out in L.A. and stuff, that guy Danny Zucker? He did a pilot. I remember him telling me that it was a big deal that he got Robbie Benson. Like, Robbie Benson's hard to get.
Yeah, but I think... Really?
Yeah.
I don't have any explanation for that.
He has a lot of clout, I guess.
Robbie Benson.
He did some of the best episodes of Friends, they say.
Really?
Nigga, please. You know who directed my pilot, that bad pilot, is Hoover from Animal House.
Right, see?
Jamie Widow.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
It's always
he's
some
a huge
guy. Yeah. Hey, my director, Scott DePace, thinks he's Alfred Hitchcock when he does a boxing match. So, these guys all think they got something going on. I don't know. He tells me it's hard. All right, anyway,
So you're saying Steve Buscemi really probably didn't have that much to do with last night's episode?
Steve Buscemi had nothing to do with last night's episode being good. The writers write it, and the actors know how to act it.
It was good last night, but it was great last night because it was well written.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you 100%. But everybody was like, ooh, that was Steve Buscemi's episode.
Yeah, right. Okay, I got a ton of stuff to get to. First of all, let's go to Eric the Midget, who calls me all the time. He's in a wheelchair. He's a big mess. Go ahead, Eric.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Eric.
This
I
kid's...
watch the WWE all the time. I like SmackDown probably better than Raw.
Thank you very much.
I don't mean to bring up your personal history, Eric, but Eric is a midget in a wheelchair. He's got Britney Spears posters hanging up in his room. He's got Stephanie McMahon fixation. Let me say something. You're never going to get laid this way. When girls come up to your room and see Britney Spears posters and wrestlers...
There's nothing wrong with wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go after... I told him to go to, like, a burn center and pick up chicks.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well, he wants to get laid, the kid. But I'm saying
you got somebody, too.
Yeah, he should set... Well, he doesn't want to do that.
I think he wants a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little above.
Yeah.
So, do you want to just say hi, Eric, or do you have a question for me?
Well, I have a question. One thing I was thinking that WWF or WWE should try to do is maybe to improve attendance, maybe make each of the shows kind of a huge party atmosphere by like having a band before and after each show.
Is that your thought?
What's the matter with you?
You
First of
really
all,
spent time on that?
I detect you putting on your sexy voice for Stephanie. Stephanie, he doesn't have a chance with you. You're very much committed to Triple H.
Well, he hasn't asked.
Yeah, well,
He's
trust
talking
me.
about bands.
Yeah. Well, you do love Stephanie McMahon, right?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Have you fantasized about her?
No, not that.
No.
Tell the truth.
All right, I'm offended.
You've never pleasured yourself thinking about her?
Well, I don't know if I really want to admit that or not.
Oh, you have to admit
She's offended.
I'm offended that if you haven't.
Dude, you whacked it a few times to Stephanie.
Maybe.
All right. That's what I wanted to know. Well, I guess the big thing that you should order, Eric, the midget, is pay-per-view event No Mercy this Sunday at 8. Are you in it, Stephanie?
I probably will be.
What do? You walk out in a sexy outfit?
Well, pretty much in a business suit, because now my character's changed. Now I've taken over SmackDown. I'm the general manager, and I'm sort of at war with Eric Bischoff, who's the general manager of Raw.
Oh, Artie does an Eric Bischoff impression. Go ahead, Eric. I mean, Artie.
By the power vested in me by the state of the WWF, I pronounce you gay wrestlers.
It's a good impression.
That's it.
That's not Eric Bischoff? Is that Rico?
If I wasn't, no, that was Eric Bischoff.
That's Eric Bischoff.
Okay. Yeah.
And watch the season premiere of Tough Enough 3 tonight at 10 o'clock on MTV. So when you and...
Yes, Eric.
Eric, go back to staring at the post. Let's go to Eric the Midget. Eric.
Hello.
Hey, Eric.
For starters, I would prefer to be referred to as a little person, not a midget.
Yes, why would you call him such a derogatory...
Well, because it's not funny to say Eric the little person. I'm a comedian. I make people laugh for a living.
You can't say Eric the dwarf?
He's not a dwarf. He's a midget.
He's not a midget. There's no such thing.
Yeah. Hey, this little peckerhead, all I've done is give him money and try to help him.
You've given him about $1,500.
Yeah, and he sent me the nastiest goddamn email.
Really? What did it say?
Where is that thing? We got that? Hey, Eric, what's your problem?
Well, it's the fact that last week when I called in to talk to Stephanie, you kind of started making light of the whole situation, and all I wanted to do was just talk to her because, I'm a fan of the WWE, and I had hoped to be able to, have a little chat with her.
Well, you got to talk to her.
I let you talk to her, I gave you money, and then you stabbed me in the friggin' back with an email that was so angry and hurtful.
You can't trust the little people.
I don't. This is turning me off to all little people. I'm going to try not to be prejudiced against little people based on your letter. But you think you ever would have gotten a shot at speaking to Stephanie McMahon if it wasn't for my help?
Yeah, who else has gotten you close to her?
Well, no one, but what frustrated me was that I've been wanting to talk to anyone from the WWE for quite a while now, and I got my first chance at it, and then you go making fun of me on the air while I'm trying to talk to her.
Yeah, but my point is, at least I got you to talk to her. I might become a dwarfist if there is such a thing. I know there's a racist. I'm not that. I think I'm a dwarfist. Because, I gave this kid such love and attention. Try to get him laid.
You can never give the dwarf enough.
Yeah, and it's just like, the guy just peed all over me in this. I got the email. You want to hear it? Yeah. Listen to this guy. Hello, Stern. This is Eric again. I wanted to write you because I'm tired of being the butt of your jokes. First off, I'm sick of you calling me a midget. I'm not a midget or a dwarf.
Oh, I'm not even a dwarf.
No, I'm a little person. And only a little person. Whenever you or your staff refers to me as a midget, that's the same as African Americans hating the N-word. To me, those two words show a lack of damn respect to people like me. Also, I'm not one of your retard, stupid-ass, pathetic whack-pack freaks. I have more brains than any of your whack-pack retards. You and your staff members all put together don't have my brains. I graduated near the top of my class in high school. And what could be said of all of you? I don't mean that I graduated near the top of the class of special ed kids. I mean the whole goddamn senior class of 1994. In fact, I challenge every one of you to team up against me in a trivia contest. I got to tell you. First of all, he spells dwarf, D-O-R-W-F.
Oh, my.
I tried to spell check it, and the computer didn't even catch.
Yeah, the computer doesn't even know what you're up to.
I don't believe your claim that you were the smartest guy in your high school. I don't believe it for a minute.
Where's this high school?
I could point out 20 typos and grammatical errors in this letter alone.
And he's not that bright.
I'm reading this thing. I go, that little midget. He's sitting there telling me I'm a dick, and I gave him money, and he got typos. He's telling me he's smarter than me.
What's up with that, Eric?
What school did you go to?
John Sweat.
John Sweat?
That's a special ed school.
No, it's not.
All right.
How do you know? You're all the way in New York. It's in Crockett, California.
Oh, that explains it.
Last Thursday when I talked to Stephanie McMahon, it pissed me off when you first asked me if I fantasized about her, and then you cut me off by hanging up on me.
All right, so what was it you wanted to say?
Well, I got to ask one question, and then the other thing I was going to say was the fact that one of my cousins kind of knows one of her WWE wrestlers.
Oh, that's fascinating.
No wonder I cut you off. You're boring everybody. I give you an opportunity to talk to a chick, and you're like, oh, my cousin knows one of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
My cousin knows that guy that's holding the championship title. Brock Lesnar.
And what is she going to do with that information?
Well, I don't know.
Exactly. Dude, I give you a shot at talking to a chick that you dig, and right away you're playing Jewish geography with her. I know a cousin of someone who is in the WWF. I can't waste my audience's time with that. So I try to treat the guy nicely. I put him on for a second or two.
Yeah, we keep you from being boring, and
you
you
should
don't even appreciate that.
See how angry this whole thing is.
What else does he say?
Oh, he goes, what is it that every person that you have on your show, when they want to talk, you have to talk about sex? Who the hell do you think you are, Dr. Ruth? To me, I had no problems with you when you were giving me the total $1,500 that you gave me. But why did you have to make me look like an ass on your show to get that money? Giving that money was the only nice thing you did when I called. You are a brainless jackass. If you have a problem with anything I've said, you know my number. Just call. Here it is in case your dumb ass forgets it. And I'm not a pathetic disabled mess that needs you to set me up with some legless, toothless woman.
That's another thing. When I was talking to Stephanie, you called me a mess on the air.
You know what, Eric? You should send back the money.
Yeah. Send me back the $1,500 if I'm such a dickhead.
I can't do it. Deposited it. Sent some of it for my bills.
Well, still, pay us back.
Don't see anybody else.
Don't take our dirty money.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else doing anything for you. I ain't saying I'm perfect.
And why do you call?
And what's wrong with legless, toothless women?
Just not my type. I'm not against amputees, but the toothless part, that goes a little
too far. You know, all I've ever said.
They could have teeth, Howard.
All I ever said to this guy, seriously, is, look, man, if you want to get girls, stop hanging posters in your room of Britney Spears and Kelly Clarkson and the WWF wrestlers.
You try to give them some good advice.
Because when chicks come up to your room and they see that, they're going to be turned off. They're going to think you're a loser. I said, and secondly, maybe you set your sights a little high. You're not going to get Kelly Clarkson from American Idol. You're going to have to, you know.
What, you think after you told Stephanie McMahon you knew somebody who knew a wrestler, she's going to have lunch with you?
Yeah, that's what he thinks. So I'm trying to be realistic for the guy and say, listen, I think I can get you laid, but you're going to have to maybe take a burn victim or something.
She could have teeth.
Well, if I've done anything wrong is I wanted you to get laid.
And we were trying to have some fun.
Now stop it.
Also, another thing that you've never given me the opportunity to say is I have a feeling that I am going to get the chance to at least meet Kelly and the rest of them, because I have, over the last few years, been fairly successful in meeting famous people.
You know how?
I know how. He goes there in the wheelchair.
And they bump him up because, you know, you can't say no to a person in a wheelchair.
I say no. I have that a lot. When I used to do the book signings, a lot of wheelchair dudes would come in and go, they get bumped right up to the front line. I say, no, gotta wait.
Go to the back.
Go right to the back.
I've met Tara Lipinski twice and Leanne Rimes once, plus a bunch of A's and Giants players.
What do you do? What do? You wheel in and then you go, I demand to see some celebrity?
No.
You wheel right to the door?
When I met Leanne, I was in the front row of the concert.
What's so great about you were in the front row of the concert, and what happened?
Well, one of the staff members, I don't know if he worked for the venue or if he worked for her, you know, traveling group or what, but he walked in front of us a couple of times, and he, you know, came over to me and asked me if I wanted to go backstage and meet her before the concert when there was a big...
Yeah.
Why you?
Why do you think she chose you? Because you're in a wheelchair. Photo op. She releases that to the newspaper.
I don't think there was even anyone taking any photos.
Oh, come on.
Sure.
Big deal.
What makes you think you're so special?
You think you're so special because you met Leanne Rimes? Hey, man, I almost kissed Pam Anderson.
You did kiss her.
That's right.
How can you say that?
I showered with Carmen Electra. What do you think of that?
Oh.
Uh-huh. That shut you up.
And
what's your big deal with meeting celebrities anyway? You got to meet a regular girl that's going to do things to you.
Oh.
It's going to take your little midget ass and rock your world.
And the reason why I'm so into sports is I used to play wheelchair sports.
Give that up.
He did.
Wheelchair sports.
He was used to.
I was in soccer, baseball, and bowling.
Oh.
Hey, listen, I like you. And I don't care how much crap you give me. I'm going to get you laid.
You know, next week, I think...
If I get you a girl, can you do it? Can you physically get it going?
Yeah, but probably not for a while. I have hernia surgery scheduled.
Hernia surgery?
Uh-huh.
Where's your hernia?
How do you get a hernia? You're not lifting anything heavy.
My disability, it's a disability that weakens the tissues and the stomach lining of the...
Can you perform or not?
Huh?
Can you perform or not?
Yeah.
All right, that's all I need to know.
But you got to wait till after surgery is what he's saying.
No.
That's what he's saying.
The recovery time's 4 weeks. I read on the internet earlier.
Yeah, but he hasn't had the surgery yet. He could do it.
Oh, when is the surgery?
Probably the 6th of November.
So you got a couple of weeks, Howard.
What do? You sit home all day?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you got to get outside.
But,
I sent the money so he could get outside.
He hasn't gone anywhere.
Figured you at least go to the bank and deposit it.
Did you pay for front seat tickets at that concert, or did they just wheel you up to the front?
They wheel him up to the front. I know it.
No, I got front row.
From what? Make-A-Wish?
No.
Leanne Rimes, man. Now, I'll tell you what. She looks good. She lost a whole bunch of that baby fat.
Somebody must have threatened her with jail.
You're not kidding. She pulled a Lizzie Grubman. She looks good.
She's got a funny face.
No, she's good.
She's married.
Is that what stopped you?
Well, she wasn't back then. I was...
Yeah, so why didn't you make a move?
Yeah, hot shot. He's putting me down.
I didn't...
All right, don't send me nasty emails anymore.
I didn't do anything because she was under 18, so...
You know what?
Tomorrow.
You should have gone for it.
She's under 18 and you're under 4 feet, so
yeah.
What's the big deal?
This guy's a regular sawed-off George Clooney. You know, you could probably get Aretha Franklin.
Oh, stop.
She'll appreciate the attention.
Stop it. She'd kill him.
All right, listen, Eric. I'm going to go now. Please don't send me any negative email. It depresses me that someone I've been so good to would be so mean.
I do have to ask one other question. Why does he listen to this show?
Loves it.
He doesn't seem to have a good sense of humor.
I actually don't get it here in the room because the station that carries you here, Live 105, doesn't come in.
But you do listen.
I watch your E-show.
Oh, you watch the E-show. Okay.
Yeah. He watches Z.
I see.
You know if you guys are going to have anyone from the American Idol next week?
Here we go again. I'm going to get Justin Guarini. You want to bang him?
No.
No, I don't think we're having anyone from American Idol on. I'm sorry. We had Brian Dunkelman on. That was it.
Yeah, maybe Simon will come back.
Maybe Simon.
You were talking about the new judge. I saw earlier on an entertainment show that she is a Hispanic woman named Angela Martinez.
Yeah. She works on one of the black stations here in New York.
Yeah.
All right. Be mad at God, not me.
All right.
Thank you. He sent me this nasty email. I was all pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that little sucker. I was so good to him.
Try to help a dude, and what happened?
You can't win with these people. You can't win.
What do you mean, these people?
These little people. I mean it. I was just talking to Artie Lang in the commercials about how on the first Tyson Holyfield fight, he put down $15,000 on Tyson. And the bet was, it was such an odds-on favorite for Mike Tyson in the first fight that he could only win $5,000.
Betting 15.
Betting 15, he lost the 15.
Put up 15 to win 5, yeah.
Nice. Do you freak after a day like that? I mean, 15 grand is a lot of money.
And he said he only had $16,000 in the bank.
Yeah, that was a bad day.
Have you ever been in Gamblers Anonymous?
No, I should do that.
You'll get around.
Well, not while you're gambling.
No, gambling is instant excitement, you know. If you're bored on a Tuesday night in February or something, you make a big bet on 2 teams you never heard of.
Hey, you in tomorrow on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, because I got a ton of stuff to ask you about. Like show business stuff, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow.
Anything you need.
Yeah.
By the way, what happened to Dave Chappelle?
Dave just showed up.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. Dave, come on in. The show's over, Dave.
Could somebody explain that thing?
While we're waiting for Dave, you got to hear this one. This is from USA Today. This is funny as hell. This is the best story of the morning. Okay. A 3-day rock concert in the Phoenix suburb of Clean Creek featuring REO Speedwagon, Steppenwolf, Kansas, and others was canceled when fewer than 400 tickets were sold. Is this a shock to anybody?
Whose idea was
Who closes that show?
Yeah, how could that... Gee, no one wanted tickets to an REO Speedwagon, Steppenwolf, Kansas
3
reunion?
days of REO Speedwagon.
You got to friggin' be kidding me. I mean, who put that lineup together? It turns out, I guess... Are we on still in Phoenix?
I think so.
I guess it's one of our competing stations, I hope. Maybe it's our station. Are we on KSLX? Rockfest?
I don't know.
Are we on a classic rock station in Phoenix?
No, we're on KDEJ in Phoenix.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
We don't come up with these bad ideas.
Thank God for KDEJ.
No, sorry, it's KEDJ.
The Edge. Got to be The Edge. EDJ.
EDJ, 106.3.
The Edge, right? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What are we, a talk station?
Hold on.
He's got to do some more research.
I got it right here. Take 2 seconds.
Now they got me on talk stations all over the place. FM talk stations.
The Edge, modern rock.
Oh, good.
Format.
Oh, cool. Great.
Modern rock. Okay.
Good. I love that. Love modern rock.
None of this Kansas and Steppenwolf.
Yeah. I mean, 400 people. But it's in USA Today. They're like, oh, my God, nobody showed up.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, the general manager goes, nobody was calling. We couldn't believe it. Said Sheila Barr, whose husband Larry was promoting next weekend's Rock Fest. We couldn't believe it.
What were they thinking?
I'm trying to think what REO song I want to hear.
Dust in the Wind is great live.
I want to keep on loving you.
Carry on my wayward son.
Carry on my wayward son.
I don't remember Steppenwolf. What did they do?
I wonder how those guys feel.
I remember REO Speedwagon. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an REO song. You ready?
Hit me.
Keep on loving you, baby. It's the only thing I want to do is keep on loving you.
You had to be there, I guess.
Yeah, I've had REO Speedwagon. I've had Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon on, but
they were big when I was in high school.
Right.
I've heard of them.
Dave, you haven't heard of them?
I have heard of them, but, you know, black people, that's happening in a whole other thing, man.
That's another world.
That's great about the black race is that REO Speedwagon never becomes a big deal.
Yeah, you got to be proud to be black when REO Speedwagon is a part of your life. That's good.
So no blacks were called.
I should have been black. No, actually, I went to an all-black school, so, like, I remember bringing in, like, Beatles records. The teachers at the school, my school was so bad. And, in fact, they just closed my school down or something. The state had to step in.
No, they didn't close it, did they?
They're thinking about it.
Where do people go to school?
They're thinking of, like, treating it like a prison now and having the state run it.
What do you mean like that?
It's just a bad place to grow up. So when I grew up there, the teachers couldn't teach us anything because everybody was very unruly. And now the school, they don't know what to do. They're thinking of just finding the 40 biggest offenders and throwing them out of school and putting them in jail or something. So
they're in their 40s now.
It's just a real bad school. It's a very, underprivileged area.
You need Joe Clark in there.
Joe Clark would get his ass beat.
They'd run Joe Clark out of town.
The kids were stabbing people in the parking lot. The math teacher got stabbed in the back. So here's the deal.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a bad school.
That's a bad
school. That's bad.
So the teacher, I remember one of my classes, the teacher said, look, I can't get anybody to listen. How about once a week, everyone can bring in their own records and you play for the class?
Now, what class was this?
I think it was my English class.
So it wasn't like a music appreciation class?
No.
It was a regular...
It was a regular
guy that didn't want to get stabbed.
Right.
Everybody brings some.
So they had a little phonograph up there. You know, schools have crappy equipment.
Right, and you're putting your long-playing records on the stupid thing with the little roll top.
So I just had my white people summer because my parents were sending me to a white people's camp to remind me that I was white. So for 6 weeks, I just come back from 6 weeks of living with white people, and the Beatles had just released Sgt. Pepper. So I bring in Sgt. Pepper. All the black kids are bringing in Temptations, Motown, James Brown, everything. And I was saying, gee, well, maybe I could turn everyone on to something new, because I learned something new. I brought this record. I started playing. People were throwing junk at me. Like, you know, like...
Sgt. Pepper.
Sgt. Pepper. Get on
Sgt. Tabasco sauce.
Sgt. Pepper. Everyone was pissed. And they threw me out. That was it. It was not fun. So imagine I bring in REO Speedwagon.
Forget about it.
REO Speedwagon.
That's not going to work.
And Steppenwolf.
That's going to get you stabbed.
I'd go see Steppenwolf, though. I dig those guys.
What else do they sing besides Born to Be Wild?
That's it.
Oh, all right.
They got to do that for 3 days.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one right
What other songs do they sing for it?
Magic Carpet Ride.
Oh, Magic Carpet Ride.
No, you're going to stay tuned for that.
Oh, I love that song. That song
like
rocks. I can
like to dream.
Magic Carpet Ride.
The Pusher was the other big one.
Hey, how about, I was watching that Paul McCartney special, you know?
Oh, it was on? I wanted to see that.
I have it on tape. I'll give it to you. But that's another show that makes me cry, man, because him and Linda had the best friggin' relationship you'd ever see.
And you don't aspire to that for yourself?
No. I know I can't do it, because I should have had that.
How did he meet her anyway? Like, how did
you know he met her? He met her at like a... People thought like she was photographing him and stuff. Supposedly they met at a dinner party or something. He's saying, I think she was like a groupie, you know, but he felt
I
her.
think he's changing history.
Yeah, he is.
Because she did photograph him before they started up.
And not only that, he's giving the interview to his daughter. He just wants to see your mom was a filthy groupie. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It's not going to go there.
Yeah.
But she had enough cash to run around in his circles, though.
She was a rich woman.
She came from Eastman Kodak.
That's right. No, that's
it was
wrong.
another Eastman family.
Oh,
her
really?
father was a lawyer, actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
that's a wild rumor that she was Eastman Kodak.
But I don't know.
If you're Paul McCartney, who's not a groupie?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's right. The whole
so
world
big, it's like,
is your groupie.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this thing, they were playing a bunch of the songs that he did with Wings and that he did as a solo artist, and he had a lot of cool songs, man. He had a lot of good songs, even without the Beatles.
Yeah, but they were all wimpy.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe I'm amazed at the way I love you all the time. You know that song?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never heard it before.
That one didn't hit the black community.
But I remember Say, Say, Say with Michael Jackson.
That's a big...
Really?
That was gay. That was gay.
Ebony and Ivory, you know that.
Ebony and Ivory go together with
perfect
harmony.
And while you're singing, I'm going to buy up your entire catalog.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what? You know what song was cool too that I like McCartney? I wanna get high, high, high till the music stops. I like that song.
I never heard of it. I like it now.
And I like I don't know. I got to do a Paul McCartney.
Yeah, because all I can think of is Jet.
No, forget that. Suffragette. Jet.
Didn't you guys used to have that tape of Linda McCartney singing background?
We can't play it anymore.
Even after she's dead, we can't play it?
I started playing it after she died. Paul McCartney sent out like an injunction. You can't play it.
Paul McCartney, that's constitutional? He just won't let you play it?
I think he can play it, but, you know, radio stations get so scared of lawyers that...
Piss off Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear this, Dave? Paul McCartney's wife was like in the band, you know, and she couldn't sing.
That's the funniest.
She couldn't sing or play, and they put her in front of a keyboard, and she'd hit one note.
But anyway, yeah, so somebody ISO'd her voice thing at concert. And she's like, na, 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 da, 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 da.
I wish we could play it for you.
Na, 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 hey, Jude.
She is way off key.
Judy, Judy, Judy.
Love will make you do anything.
Right. Yeah. Put your wife in a band. Yeah, Larry. Larry.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
How you doing?
What's up?
This Howard?
Yeah.
How you doing, Howard? I'm a teacher at Roosevelt. I was talking about it on the radio.
My condolences.
Good job.
Actually, it's the best job I ever had.
What?
It's actually the best job I ever had. I've been a teacher for 6 years.
Do you sell drugs?
Are you you work with little kids?
In New York City for
Hold on. Are you in the high school or the
I'm in high school. I talk about you all the time because I listen to you. I've been listening to you since 1979.
Bro, you know that's a dangerous...
What do you teach?
I'm an art teacher. I'm the most popular teacher in school.
Yeah, because all you do is have the kids draw pictures.
And those are the kids that can probably draw. You know,
Yeah.
they give him the special kids.
But now,
No, I get kids to do. I get even the worst kids to do
Really?
it.
Yeah, but, bro, how hard is it? You go be a math teacher in Roosevelt.
I know the math teachers, and they're a little frustrated, but the school isn't as bad as you say.
They're getting stabbed. I hope they are.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad place.
But, yeah, we have had teachers leave for various things. One guy got spit in the face, and he left right away.
That ain't
Stuff
bad.
like that.
Spit in
How
the
long
face.
have you been there?
those kids have
It's my
spirit.
first year, but I love it there. Last place I was in was in Harlem. And before that was Far Rockaway and East New York. And
I got a question for you. How come you can't get a job in any white schools?
I like teaching black kids.
You do?
It's fun. I grew up in
This guy's like Margaret Mead. I like teaching black
studying
people.
other cultures.
He's like he's going off to Africa or
They're a
something.
lot of fun, though.
But you're telling me in Harlem and wherever else you were, you couldn't even get the kids to draw.
I left these kids because they kept canceling the art program.
Right.
They can't read. What are they in the art for?
Yeah, right. You know what? Get everybody reading. Forget the art.
You should get them to draw letters.
Yeah. Hey, how about drawing the letter A?
And I mean, that's like,
A is for apple.
Right. All right, bro.
It's really the best job I ever had.
Well, good for you.
Hey,
Good for
give
you.
all them kids a shout out for me.
Hey, tell them to go see Dave Chappelle. Where you playing? At the Toyota
At
Comedy
Carnegie
Club?
Hall, tell them come in full thug attire. I want to have some
All right.
brown faces at Carnegie.
Right. You don't want to.
Dave.
Huh?
Dave, I loved you in Half Baked, man. It was the best movie. I
See,
still
the
watch it all
art
the time.
teacher smokes weed.
Yeah,
telling you.
exactly.
Best movie.
All right, take care, Larry.
Thanks.
Art teacher in Roosevelt, man. That's amazing. Yeah, John, what's up? Johnny boy.
Yo.
What's
Howard,
up? Yeah.
What's the deal with Kid Rock and Pamela Lee?
You don't know how that's pissing me off.
Really?
Wait, Kid Rock's dating Pamela Lee?
He's banging her all. There's reports of him dragging her into bathrooms and
In
banging
casinos.
her in casinos and banging her.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
See, that ain't right. That's just so.
That's terrible.
Wow.
See, I want that.
No, you don't.
No, I want that. Don't tell me what I want.
You could have that, but you settle down.
I'm sick of everybody telling me that I don't want Pamela Anderson in the bathroom. I know what I want.
You could have that.
I'm just not the kind of guy who knows how to make it happen, okay?
All right.
That's all. I want it.
Rock stars, buddy.
Rock
Yeah,
star.
that's it.
Rock star attitude.
They get it. Yeah, only a rock star can drag a woman in the bathroom and it's legal.
You know what? I was.
Let my black ass drag somebody in the bathroom.
You're getting arrested.
Yeah, why don't you drag a white woman into the...
Come here, Goldilocks.
But did you see the cover of the Post this past weekend? Mick Jagger's one-night stand, who wound up with a baby, is on the cover of the newspaper carrying Mick Jagger's baby around.
Yeah.
And they just have pictures of her, you know, and they watch her wherever she goes, and they say, well, the kid looks like Mick. Is he a chip off the old block? So it's good to bang a rock star.
What does she look
Isn't it
like?
great? Isn't it? She's cute. Isn't
She's
it
a
great?
model.
Yeah, she's a model. Isn't it great? You go to journalism school for I don't know how many years, and then you get your first job at a New York City paper, and the front page is them following around Mick Jagger's
one-night
stand.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you deal with that?
But that's your job. You got to go sit and talk to her.
I know that baby's gonna freak out when he get to be my age. Looking in them back papers, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, mama.
One night stand. You should have aborted me.
Oh, mama.
That's all we could do.
No wonder I'm screwed up. Too much.
Oh, my goodness.
How come you're here so late? What happened?
Oh, man, I had to catch a cab.
When a brother has to catch a cab, you got an excuse.
You got a good excuse.
How long did it take you?
I was a good 30 minutes on the cab this morning.
Damn.
What for? Like, just to hail one?
Just to hail it.
And they all
Where are you
passed
staying?
I was in Soho. I'm staying in Soho. I got to go through an interrogation.
What'd they say?
First they ask you where you're going, then they ask you if you have money.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, man, white people don't believe that. Like,
I
they think
believe
it's
it.
something.
Hey, I used to drive a cab.
You used to ask those questions.
Artie, you never picked up black guys, right?
No.
Of course not.
But remember, remember in D.C.,
yeah.
like how the cabs in D.C. don't have meters, they have zones.
Right.
Remember this so that
Yes.
they can pick up other people on the way.
Right.
That's how I know our cab drivers feel, because they'd stop for people and he'd be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the backseat with this dude.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fine, my friend.
Right. Now you're my friend.
Yeah.
So it took you 30 minutes, and the guy interrogates you and says, hey, show me your money and stuff.
Yeah, well, no, it didn't get to the show me your money. But, you know, the thing is, all right, after 20 minutes into it, you be so mad that you look aggressive. And so you look even scarier.
Right.
Come on, open the cab door, man. You know.
It's not helping your cause.
Right, so he ain't going to let you in. Now he definitely ain't going to let you in.
I got to take a break. Top story, Robin?
Top story, of course, is Robert Blake's wife. They are going to release the autopsy results today. For those of you who don't know, Robert Blake, the actor who starred in Beretta, his wife was killed. She was shot in the head this weekend.
Oh.
He was out to dinner with her. They left the restaurant.
Oh.
He stopped a block away when he realized he had left something at the restaurant. He went back to the restaurant to get his gun.
Yeah, he left his gun.
When he came back,
I don't know.
she had a hole in her head, and there was blood all over the place, and she was gurgling and murmuring. He had to run for help, and she died, and there's a big investigation going on, and he has hired a private detective.
And he married her a couple of months ago, and her background is that she used to date, like, rich guys and, milk them out of money?
Not even date them. She used to, like, have some kind of personal ad thing where she'd correspond with rich guys and try to bilk them out of their money. So she had some problems in her background. And she even had a kid with Robert Blake. That's the reason he married her, apparently. But when she had the baby, she gave the baby Christian Brando's name.
Yeah.
Smiling son, because she was also sleeping with him, and she thought he was the father.
I think this case is going to go on for a while. Yeah, what's up?
I don't want to talk bad about the dead, but she was surprised, let me tell you. The prenup said that she saw with Robert Blake was that she couldn't commit any criminal activity.
Wow, married to him.
Wow. Horrible prenup that is.
And if she didn't...
Yeah.
Well, there it is. I got to take a break.
We're going to see the autopsy results today.
Good.
Oh, Robert Blake.
We're going to have him on the show tomorrow. We're going to be back right after these. Yeah, if you want to see a funny guy, you go see Dave Chappelle at the at Carnegie Hall.
I know that sounds strange.
That's right.
Robin asked Dave during a commercial, "You nervous?" He goes, "No, I'm not nervous. I don't care."
Well, can I say what he said?
What did he say?
One dick joke and all those acoustics.
212-247-7800 for tickets. You can have a great night June 6th. It's always fun.
That's right. I might even dress. Look, I never dress up for nothing.
Oh, put on a tux. That'll be good.
What are you going to wear?
Nah, that's too, wear what you wear. Man. Yeah, I usually just be wearing my regular street clothes. Because when I dress up in suits, you know, it doesn't feel right.
Dress up in a suit, maybe you get a cab.
It's like when you go... Nah, that don't work. They think it's a trap.
It's so true.
That doesn't even work?
Hey, do yourself a favor. Don't dress like Eddie Murphy, though. Because when Eddie Murphy did his big hauls, he'd have a special blue leather outfit that he would wear, or his special red leather outfit.
You don't do the leather pants thing, huh?
Nah, that could fly in the 80s. You know, in the 80s it's cool.
You know what? It didn't fly in the 80s. I'm telling you, when Eddie Murphy sees that now, he's got to feel like a douchebag.
I think it took him out of stand-up.
One of the greatest comedians ever. He's just like a douchebag.
That's true. He is. That's a funny dude.
Eddie's the funniest, and the fact of the matter is, though, he didn't realize he looked like a douchebag. He's so observant, so together, so right on with his observational humor.
But then again, it's like he's so famous, man.
So what?
He couldn't see the leather pants thing coming, though.
You know what he got caught up in? The Elvis thing.
Yeah, trying to look
good. He admits that.
He loves Elvis,
Yeah, he got into Elvis, yeah.
Well, look at his movies and stuff. He thinks, you know, he's going to be like a leading man, handsome. Yeah, be funny. Forget that leading man.
Yeah, I think he's even trying the Cary Grant thing in the movies, and that's not working.
With the mustache.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I gotta get my ass in the movie. I'm getting sick of this.
I know.
I'm getting sick, man.
Me and Dave have something in common in movie stuff. We both played Norm Macdonald's best friend in movies.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I'm everybody's best friend, man. When am I gonna get a best friend?
Get to be the guy.
Yeah, man. Kiss my ass movies.
I thought you were doing a movie.
Oh, I am.
What are you doing?
I'm playing somebody's best friend.
And what? What is that?
That's good. I'm working with Eddie Griffin.
Right,
undercover brother, who's actually funny.
He's a funny guy.
He is real funny. Yeah. The other day, as a matter of fact, when I called, I was going to say we should prank call Denise Richards. She's in the movie.
Oh, yeah, she's hot.
See if she'll go out.
She actually is pretty hot, man.
Is she still hot, or is she starting to hit the wall?
No, she's hot.
Is she?
Yeah, but she has the ass that white men dream about.
What do you mean? She got a flat ass?
Not flat.
No.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just not quite as bubbly as the brothers like.
Right.
We like big asses, man. Yeah. I personally like a bigger ass.
How's your wife's ass?
Her ass is superb. That's the thing, though. she's crazy. She grew up around a lot of white people, so she thinks. She thinks that she has a big ass. Like, oh, it's too big.
No, it's nice.
But I know it's working out for me. I'm happy man.
Right. Hey, Robin, what else is in the news?
Timothy McVeigh, his big day is May 16th. That's the day they're going to give him the dose and send him away so that he can stop writing to reporters and taxing people and putting out books.
Right.
He's the guy who...
By the way, I have to correct you. He didn't, remember you were putting on that book Judith put out that... Timothy McVeigh didn't write that book. That's
no, it was written by two guys who talked to him.
Yeah. So when we were talking about the proceeds of the book and stuff, it's going to the authors,
he doesn't get any of it.
He doesn't get any money.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Right.
But he's writing to people. He won't write to us. I would like a letter.
He did write back to us saying that he declines our request to interview him.
Really?
But we could get a photo, I think.
A photo? Autograph?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Oh, my
that's nice. Can you sign it?
How do criminals have headshots?
He's got photos.
I think he's got a photo we could get.
It's like a yearbook photos of...
got like a portfolio.
I heard an account today that he wrote to some reporter whose name is also McVeigh, and he jokingly calls her a distant relative. Mm-hmm. And he explains that he was attacking the American government when he when he blew up the Oklahoma Federal Building, much like the United States government attacks people like the Branch Davidians. He was all upset about that. So
great.
That's exactly why he blew up a bunch of kids in the federal building in Oklahoma. And once again, he has no regrets. He doesn't feel bad about it at all. And I'm glad that he decided not to go the appeals route so they can get rid of him right away, because I'm tired of him already.
Something good has come out of this whole Oklahoma City bombing Timothy McVeigh story, and that, if you can find anything good in this, the militia movement has almost been eradicated in this country.
Is that right?
They did a survey. All of the militias that were out there, all these guys who run around doing military ops and stuff, 70% of those operations are gone, and that most of the leaders are either in jail or have given up. And since George Bush got in office, they're like, well, they used to be real anti-Clinton and Janet Reno because she was, the Branch Davidians.
Right.
So now they're like, well, there's really nobody really wants to train hard and do the drills and play Army on the weekends and live in the woods. Nobody's really that committed. So, like, all these wackos are pretty much out of the movement.
And there's one other thing that's come about as a result of this, too. Do you realize most of the people who are opposed to the death penalty don't mind Timothy McVeigh being put to death?
There's got to be a more inhumane way to kill him.
Yeah. But they're like, maybe the death penalty's okay in this case.
Yeah, you know what they ought to do? They ought to make him play Norm Macdonald's best friend in Norm's next movie. Let him suffer that embarrassment. Right, Artie?
That'll teach him.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Artie, you want to be my best friend in the movie? What did I blow up a building?
This guy blew up a bunch of dudes.
That's a good knowing.
There are people trying to scam people using Timothy McVeigh's name. There's some people are getting faxes saying, vote on whether Timothy McVeigh's execution should be televised to the public.
Sure it should.
And
they should put it on after Will and Grace.
Well, I understand how you feel. I understand how you feel, but there are people trying to make money on your voting. They fax you vote, and everybody should know your opinion, and this will get back to your congressman or something like that. And down in the bottom, in very small print on the fax, you are told that it costs money to actually make this call.
So, he should be eaten. They should have something eat him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's
crocodile.
The worst death. Because you turn into crap.
And put it in TV.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be
nothing worse than being food.
No, if you're eating, you got to get crapped out.
Hey, you shouldn't be sedated while you're eating. You should just, send you to a bunch of lions, let them rip you up.
No, let something.
Yeah, whatever happened to like a protest or a picketing or something? You can't be blowing stuff up every time you got some issues.
Really?
You can't do that.
Hey, Dave, you're making too much sense.
Did you watch The Final Survivor?
Yeah, I did.
Did you love it?
I could not believe that Tina won. I'm not dissing her, but damn, I didn't believe for a minute she was going to win that.
Hey, Colby, we had him in today. I still can't. After interviewing him, I still can't figure out what he was up to.
He can't answer the question why.
Yeah.
There's something going on with that guy.
No, I talked to him afterwards, and he did say that maybe he played it real smart because now everyone loves him, and he's going to get a whole bunch of endorsement deals and stuff because he sacrificed the money for a nice woman or something. I don't know. He's trying to come up with some reason.
I
but
think so, yeah.
I think he's mad. I know he's mad. I'm going to tell you, down to them last, the speeches, why do you think? I thought she blew it. Her speech was so, her speech was just so like, don't vote because you got your feelings hurt, okay?
Yeah. Don't tell me how to vote.
Yeah, you can't tell that a bunch of people just beat out.
Yeah. But what are you going to do? She got the money.
She sure did.
She got the cash.
Hey, and I asked Colby, I said, if the because he goes, well, it's only $1 million, but then you only get like $600,000. I'm like, $600,000 is pretty good money, for a guy detailing cars.
Yeah.
So he goes, I said, if it was $5 million or $10 million, would you have voted her off? And he goes, yeah. So like $1 million wasn't enough for him.
You know what? I don't believe him for a second.
No, he said, yeah.
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't believe him for a second. She would have played him for $10 million just like she played him for $1 million.
Right.
But what I don't understand, too, all right, didn't they kind of vote along gender lines? Wasn't it pretty much like all the dudes voted for Colby?
Yeah. No, not necessarily, because one of the women voted for Colby.
I don't know. It was something.
It did seem that it was going down that way, but she must have pissed off one of the women.
But Tina is hot. She's a hot...
Was she?
No.
She's not.
She's the older.
talking about she's got the breast implants.
She's got some big boobies.
Yeah, but they're implants. They got to be implants. Go ahead, Robin.
I don't mind the implants. Don't say it like it's a bad thing.
I love them.
Darryl Strawberry, while the New York Yankees were at the White House being feted by the president last Friday or Thursday, whenever those days were, Darryl Strawberry was in court. And he stood up and he told the judge, because he's trying to stay out of jail and keep his little butt in rehab. And he stood up and he told the judge, Judge, my brain is broken.
Right.
That's what's wrong with me.
Poor Darryl Strawberry, man. I feel bad for the guy.
I feel bad for Darryl Strawberry.
They're targeting this. Someone said, gee, he gets off because he's a celebrity. Gets off. There are millions of crack addicts out there who get to run around.
Nobody's bothering them at all.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he ain't getting off. They're busting his balls because he's famous. Let him do his crack. He's got cancer. Let him go out and do his thing. He's having fun.
So they don't know, I guess the prosecution down there in Florida wants to put him in jail, but everybody's trying to fight to keep Darryl out. And his plea was, look, my brain is broken. I don't know what I'm doing.
But I don't put the crackheads in jail. Oh, you can't round all these crackheads up.
If your brain is broken, what are you going to do?
Yeah, how can you help yourself?
It's not,
you should take him, Robert Downey Jr., Matthew Perry, and just put him on an island somewhere. Let him have some fun.
He said there's an added thing that nobody's ever heard before in Darryl's diagnosis. Now he's bipolar, as well as a cancer victim and a crackhead.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he liked guys and girls.
No.
Polar bears.
That's the Survivor.
Polar bear?
Yeah, he's bipolar.
That poor guy. We should make a no Darryl Strawberry embargo. All comedians should just not talk about that.
Oh. It's too easy. The guy was a Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe they should let him into the Hall of Fame anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they should.
I think Pete Rose would have a legitimate bitch if that happened.
What else, Robin?
Mayor Giuliani, if people have been noticing that he has more hair lately.
Yeah, he does.
And it's because of the hormones he's taking to fight his prostate cancer.
Why don't they give that to everyone who's going bald?
But I don't think these hormones are good for you.
Oh.
Because he says it's just a temporary thing. Once he finishes the hormone cycle, the hair will go.
Is he getting boobs and stuff?
I don't know, but it sounds, I guess, like it's feminizing.
Yeah.
Even though, he's still...
he looks weirder and weirder.
As tough as ever. They had a debate of the Democratic candidates who are running for mayor of New York the other day, and Giuliani announced that it was so boring he turned to ESPN rather than watch the people who are trying to take his job.
Right.
So,
I wonder what he's going to do after this is over.
I hope he doesn't go away because I would miss him terribly.
Me too. I like the guy.
He can't go away.
He's a good mayor.
Good mayor, man,
so into the job, too. You can't find guys to do public service anymore who actually like doing it.
Yeah, most guys are in it for, other reasons. They want a big name and they want the perks, but he liked doing the job. And everybody would say, even the guys who were debating yesterday about taking his job were saying, you can't say you're not better off today than you were 8 years ago when he came into office.
Right.
Wow.
Your pets could be allergic to you, so there.
Yeah, who cares? Next
pets.
story.
I ain't got pets.
They did a veterinary study over in Scotland somewhere, and they said they actually found pets that were allergic to their masters.
Wow. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, they could have the hair fall out, or, you know, they get some sneezing fits. Most times it's dust mites, but sometimes it's you.
How come it's always in Scotland? It's like it's foot and mouth and animals allergic to people. It's always in Scotland.
Right. That's a bad place.
Yeah, there's some filthy going on over there.
Speaking of hair, Axl Rose, they say, is, you know, he always has his head covered up.
Yeah, the bandana.
And they say he might not want to ditch that too quickly because he had to undergo some hair replacement surgery, and it didn't work out too well.
Oh.
They say he's got big scarred patches on the back of his head.
Oh.
A series of hair transplants.
You know, you always thought that Axl Rose didn't care, and like he was above all that, like he was just like, you know, I always thought he was like a heroin addict.
He rolled out of bed.
You know, the guy's trying to get hair transplants.
That's the most uncool story for
so uncool.
Yeah. There'll be no Kid Rock for him.
No.
6 that he consulted a doctor and enlisted a hair restoration specialist to thicken his thinning locks with extensions before the band tours Europe. Besides injuring the rock star's fragile ego, his botched transplants have been incredibly painful and highly damaging to his scalp. So he might have made it worse instead of better by getting the old transplants. So.
What's next? A penis pump for Axl Rose?
Look, he's trying to keep, you know, a rock star is his hair.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame.
A lot of rock stars get wigs, and that looks weird, too.
I guess they put out the Tony nominations.
Oh, good.
That impacts everyone in this room.
Yeah.
The producers has been, you know, that's the hottest ticket on Broadway.
That's eligible?
Mel Brooks.
Yes, of course.
I might have to go see that.
I love Mel Brooks.
Producers has been nominated for a Tony for Best Musical, and Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane will compete against each other for Best Actor.
Wow.
Could it be that good? I mean, is it that good?
Well, what are they up against? Like, what's even on Broadway?
You know what? Why are we bothering this story? 3 homos in Soho are excited about this.
We have to talk to all of our...
Let's talk about the producers.
The nominees for Best Play are Proof, King Hedley II, The Invention of Love, and The Tale of the Allergist's Wife. The nominees for Best Musical are A Class Act, The Full Monty, and Jane Eyre.
I think Full Monty should win, not the producers. How many guys you know are into this? Nobody.
Still exciting.
Oh, yes.
It is exciting.
I don't care. I'm going to go see Dave Chappelle at the Toyota Comedy.
That's right.
Scarlet Pimpernel was robbed.
The fugitive train robber Ronnie Biggs is one of the 20th century's most colorful criminals, and today he's back in custody in Britain for the 1963 Great Train Robbery. He served just 2 of his 30-year sentence before escaping from prison. He's lived in Brazil since 1970. He spent most of his share of the roughly $7 million loot on his escape and plastic surgery, but he did find some interesting ways to pay the bills. For $60, he let visitors into his home for a barbecue, and he also sold T-shirts that read, "I went to Rio and met Ronnie Biggs, honest."
Wow.
He also recorded music with a punk rock group, the Sex Pistols, and promoted an alarm system with the slogan, "Call the Thief."
I have to pee.
Biggs, who's now 71, has been incapacitated by a series of strokes, and I guess he wanted to die on his own country's soil, so he went back to Britain, even though he knew he'd be arrested again. So he's back in jail.
$7 million on plastic surgery. Man.
Well, no, he didn't get all of it. He had partners, so his portion went to plastic surgery and his escape.
Wasn't that great of a train robber? That was a pretty good train robber.
But it was like 30 years ago. That was big money back then.
Anything left in the news, Robin?
That's right. The biggest movie at the box office this weekend was The Mummy Returns.
Norm Macdonald in that?
No. The Mummy Returns to take a lot of your money.
All right.
$70.1 million this weekend, breaking a record for a non-holiday opening of a summer film.
Yeah, somewhere.
70?
7-0.
7-0.
Damn.
That's right.
The first Mummy sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, they proved that they could accomplish the impossible. They made it just as stupid, the sequel, and insulting to a 5-year-old's intelligence. And in fact, that the first one looks like an Academy Award winner, and Brendan Fraser why he's a movie star. It pisses everyone off.
Maybe I can get a job being his best friend.
Yeah. You're not kidding. His movies always suck. They always bomb, except for this. Dudley Do-Right, Bedazzled, you name it.
I'm with you.
It's always Brendan Fraser, Elizabeth Hurley.
You know what? But he's the guy they say, well, who can we get?
To play opposite of Mummy, because really the Mummy's the star of the movie.
Tom Cruise must be busy. Brad Pitt is busy. Oh, well, let's get that guy. You know, the guy, Dudley Do-Right.
He made some gay movie that was good, but nobody paid 10 cents to see. And then there was one with a puppet monkey that no one saw a couple of months ago.
Horrible.
It was like a puppet monkey.
Yeah.
It was like hey, this is supposed to be a real monkey. It was a puppet monkey.
$40 on
Bone?
Monkey Bone.
Yeah, it was really
They actually asked me to be in that movie.
Who did?
Someone making Monkey Bone.
The guy makes seriously horrible, horrible movies. He is the new Matthew Modine.
Oh, stop.
I'm just kidding. I like Matthew.
Modine. Good.
All I can say is
He's never been good.
nothing can save us. Nothing can save him.
Oh, man.
But he is the #1 guy.
$70 million.
Yeah.
Hey, I cannot believe it.
It's an insane amount of money.
So there'll be more Brendan Fraser.
Ass Mummy.
Yeah. So it's well on its way. You know that Driven, Sylvester Stallone's supposed to be a big star. In one day, The Mummy made more than that movie's made in 2 weeks.
Let's not forget Flashback and Airheads. Dudley Do-Right.
We are trying to forget those. George of the Jungle. So anyway, The Rock.
The Rock is a big star now.
Too. And do you know they're going to make a sequel based on The Rock's character? So he's going to have a whole movie built around him.
Man.
Really?
Called The Scorpion King.
Poor Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, here's The Rock on his computer-generated fight scene with Brendan Fraser.
All right. Tom Chisano, you got something to say?
I saw the movie. He's actually good in it.
Who is?
The Rock?
Brendan Fraser.
Oh, come on, Tom. Come on. Don't ruin my life.
School Ties. He was
Tom, you wouldn't know if somebody's a good actor.
I would so.
And you would.
I go to more movies than anybody. Almost anybody.
We did the scan, we did the sensors and all that, and then I just had to go through the motions and have Stephen direct me. Rock, go for Brendan's head. And you're going for his head. Cut off his head. Trying to cut off his head.
So Lee Strasberg did it.
It's very interesting. And then, of course, Brendan on his end, I think he did his in London, had to react to all that defensively and get all that done. And ironically enough...
I'm not going to listen to The Rock talk about acting.
The Rock looked like Monkey Bone again.
Yeah. Right.
He sounded gay, The Rock.
He sounded like an actor.
The Rock sounds like a fruit.
Here is Brendan Fraser to tell us how fans of The Mummy will respond to the sequel. Number 5.
That's great actor.
The Mummy is a beloved character. And it's being well treated. The
Colby's Mummy.
And I think that the appeal really shows that people really care about it.
Oh my God!
I love
He's right. He knows.
He does know something.
Wait a minute.
It must suck to be him, man.
There's nothing beloved about this Mummy. This isn't the Mummy of our youth. This is like...
There's nothing good about it, Tom.
You know what? It was a fun movie.
All right, thank you.
It was a fun movie.
I'm telling you, if I can come back as two things, it'd be dumb and good looking, man.
There you go.
That is the best two
That's
things
the
to
ticket.
do. You just rule the world.
Right now. Are you talking about Tom or Brendan Fraser?
Both, actually.
Thank you. Hey.
I'm just kidding, Tom. I value you.
Last week I told you that George Harrison announced that he is also surviving cancer.
Yeah, he looks bad.
He had a growth.
He actually looks like a beetle now.
Removed from one of his lungs, and the successful surgery apparently has cured him. His lawyers announced that last week. Anyway, from an old interview, this is a 1976 interview because George doesn't talk anymore.
Right.
George talks about relaxing in Tuscany. Number 2.
We're all alone. Every one of us, there may be a million of...
He's the happy beetle.
us all in the same room.
We're all nothing. We're all going to die. Oh, my God. I wonder Lennon got out of that group. I'm being seriously depressed by this guy.
Depressed guy in the
John, Dwayne Eddy, Dwayne Allman, John Lennon, and the rest. They can all be Fred Astaire in the room thinking they're all together, but there's 1,000 alone people together.
We're all alone.
Poor George.
Wow. It's meaningless.
He said Fred Astaire after those other 3 guys.
John Lennon.
Yeah, he did.
John Lennon, Fred Astaire.
Dwayne Allman and Fred Astaire.
We can all be in the room together, but we're all alone.
Probably everybody.
Bryant Gumbel was asked if Survivor has been good for CBS. Number 4.
Yes, it has.
It has been very good. I mean, I think for all the right reasons. It's good entertainment. It's something the whole family can watch.
Yeah, it's really good. It's wrecked my career.
Is that Bryant or Kermit?
No, it's really wrecked my career. I mean, I used to think I was a serious journalist, and now I'm interviewing Colby and his mother.
It's exciting. It's unpredictable, and the people are good people.
Unpredictable?
Everyone's good.
Exciting, unpredictable.
And Burt Reynolds is in the #2 film. He got a job from Sylvester Stallone to be in Driven. And
that was a good idea.
When did Sly ask him to take a role in this movie? #6.
I was 6.
Sly and I had talked about doing a film together for
Sly.
I hate to say how many years. Long.
Sly and I.
And when Sly said, I got a film for him. I thought it was Spencer.
Yeah, Sly and I got a movie going. That's all, me and Sly.
And what does he think of young actors in Hollywood today? #7.
They all suck.
Not good. Brendan Fraser's been
after me,
making some noise out there.
I like young actors a lot because I
like the girl young actors.
I used to be one.
Yeah.
I was one once 100 years ago, and I remember perfectly who was kind.
Robin's heard a few sound bites.
I remember my hair fell out of my head and I hit Judy Carr in a good left.
Who wasn't, and how much it meant to me. So you can tell them where the minefields are. Some of them they got stepped on anyway. But
shut up.
I wish you would have told me years ago. I've stepped on a few of them.
What minefields don't we know? Don't do a movie with Norm Macdonald. What minefield are you going to warn us about?
And Finding Forrester, which is a film with Sean Connery, is now on DVD and
love that movie.
Available on video. So here's Sean Connery to explain why he was attracted to this project. #9.
The great attraction for me was I felt it had to be further developed.
She'd make that duty he's been holding on to.
It was the idea that these two could actually meet and have any...
I don't care. Come on, we got to get out of here. It's late.
That's what...
Thank you, Robin. I want to thank, of course, the great Artie Lang.
Artie.
Thank you.
He's on Norm Friday nights, we think. It might have been canceled. We're not sure if he's on or not. But,
we'll know in a week.
We'll know soon. Let's hope that continues.
And tell Norm I said, hey, man.
I will.
I guess he was probably listening, so hey, Norm.
Dave, next time try to hail a cab a little earlier.
Yeah, my bad, Howard.
See him at
or
the
stay closer so you can walk.
Dave Chappelle at the Toyota Comedy Special on June 6th. Tickets 212-247-7800 or go to toyotacomedyspecial.com. It's going to be a great show. This guy is funny.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yes.
Thanks to Colby from Survivor.
Colby.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Colby?
He blew it, man. He blew it.
If you're a pretty girl and you want to go to a prom with a guy with spina bifida, contact... I'll forget it. I'll work on that.
Yeah, you better take care of that yourself.
Tomorrow, Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes, the luckiest man in America. Married to Kate Hudson. That's a good deal.
Can't wait to talk to him.
Win Fred's Money with John Popper. And later this week, Jackie Stallone and her psychic dogs.
She's bringing in the dog.
That's right.
All right.
The Cutting Edge.
Hello, Howard.
Howard.
If you get caught red-handed banging on K-Rock floor,
shame on you.
On ETV, you make sure that Robin ain't in that booth looking at you. You dig? Dig that? Wasn't me.
All right. You know I came in and I saw Howard Stern just banging on the K-Rock floor.
Wow.
Picture this, he was butt naked with a pretty girl on fours. How could he forget that Robin was in that extra seat? Bet her jaws hit the floor when he told her it wasn't me.
Make sure you know that you're really not right for this. I never used to see you make the jigger low flex. A smarty yesterday, but you in the complex. Seeing is believing, so you better check your specs. You know she ought to bring out whatever things up from the past. All the little evidence, you better know if he must. Quick my answer, no hope it out. But if she back out, you know you better run fast.
Left it. Exit stage left.
morning. Time for the Howard Stern Show on the Nerve. 95.1, 95.5. It just rocks.
Yeah, what's happening, baby? Everything. Good morning. Yeah. What a show. What a show today. Artie Lang, of course, is here, and I don't know why I say of course, but I do, because maybe I'm exhausted. Artie Lang is here.
What's up?
Who is on a show that, did you get renewed or not?
No.
Okay.
Is it over?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh.
It's the end of an era.
The Norm Show no longer exists, Robin.
How long did the Norm Show last?
2
seasons. 2.5 years.
Wow.
That's a total of 7 shows.
Yeah, I think we'll be on the USA Network soon.
Yeah. Was Norm
Nobody
pissed?
else chomping at the bit to pick you up?
Was Norm pissed?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I guess, you know.
You haven't? When did you get word?
Like about 3 days ago.
Oh, yeah?
And how did you get word?
My agent called me up and said, by the way, it left a message on my machine. and said, you know, the show's not coming back. We just got word, so. She was at some party, though.
She was having a good time.
Yeah, she was.
She was at a party while she's telling you you're out of work.
Right, her other clients were working.
Well, hopefully there'll be a Dirty Works, too, and that'll happen.
That's in talks right now.
Good.
But nobody, you know, like sometimes with these shows, when they get canceled by a major network, UPN or the WB comes and picks them up, nothing like that?
Yeah, we thought maybe that would happen, because Warner Brothers produced it. So far, no bites.
Oh, no.
Well, see Artie in his living room Friday nights at 9 o'clock.
That's right, I'll be there.
All right, sorry to hear that.
That's all right, man.
Personally, I never watched the show anyway.
Well, you know.
I don't know why.
Never find it.
I love Norm, I love Artie, but I never could find it. It's too hard.
They moved it around a lot.
They actually didn't, did they?
No, they did. It was on Wednesdays first after Drew Carey, and then after a season and a half, like they do with most hit shows, they moved it to Friday.
And ruined it.
Yeah, right. All successes get moved to Friday.
Right. Well, what they do is they put you on after Drew Carey, which is a hit.
Right.
And if you hold the audience, then they move you on your own and see if you can carry your own weight. Obviously, Norm's show couldn't.
And they didn't bother to move it back. So.
No. Why should they? Why should they? Why should they protect the weak?
Friday's a tough night, man, to get people to watch a show, a sitcom.
A lot of pressure on network, guys. Yesterday, CBS has its annual unveiling of all the new shows. I guess they have critics, mostly advertisers and advertising community go there to see a preview of what new shows are coming out, and all the celebrities show up and all that.
The people who are going to be on these shows.
Yeah. I didn't go to that. I heard it was an excruciating 2.5 hours of, you know, looking at shows.
Yeah, those things are tough, man.
Gary said he saw a couple of ones that looked pretty good. The one that's got me stumped is the new Ellen DeGeneres show that Les Moonves put money into, this CBS show. It's Ellen again, who, you know, nice girl, I'm sure, but isn't all that pleasant to look at. I mean, and she plays a dyke, but she's not even a hot dyke. So, you see, Will and Grace and stuff, the guy's a good-looking guy.
Right. Why don't they get good-looking lesbians for TV?
They can't. They can't get any good-looking ones. There's no good-looking ones that exist.
You know, to her credit, she was actually pretty funny yesterday.
Yeah, I heard she was real good on stage.
She was there live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you about my meeting with her.
You had a meeting?
My brief encounter.
It was an encounter.
Well, I went over to the after party at Tavern on the Green. I was out on Long Island, and then I got a call, and someone said, would you stop by? And I said, well, it's right near where I live, so I'll go. So I did it. I went over there, but it's funny as hell. I got some funny stories to tell you.
I can't imagine you and Ellen in the same room.
Yeah, it was weird. Because, like, I turned around, and I saw her right away, and I went, she probably hates my guts. And I don't know if I should say hello to her, but I mean, I know I'm going to encounter. I mean, we were 2 inches from each other.
Course that you were going to collide.
We were on a collision course, yes. That's for sure. You ever been in that situation, Artie?
Yeah, not with a lesbian, no.
Just a guy.
Just dudes.
Yeah.
You know that thing that they do during the day at Carnegie Hall where they show like 3 hours of upcoming stuff? Les Moonves just tells jokes and just trashes the other networks because, you know, they finally have something to gloat about CBS. They're actually #1.
There's an article in the New York Post today about, they got a picture of Mel Karmazin, and it says basically how revenues are up, you know?
Yeah.
Everything is up here at CBS. and how NBC is freaking out because their Thursday night lineup, basically, they used to get a ton of money for Friends, the advertisers, and now they have to lower their rates.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I don't know. That's pretty cool. I like that.
They actually showed
CBS unraveled the Thursday night lineup at NBC.
Yeah.
Survivor.
In fact, they did a weird thing. The way they do this thing is they go through every night of the week. Okay, here's what's on Monday. Here's what's on Tuesday. And when they got to Thursday, Les said, we used to just brush by Thursday, but Thursday's so big for us now. We're moving Thursday, and we're going to do it at the end because CBS is Thursday's the best day of the week for CBS.
Wow.
So he's like totally goofing on that. And then they showed a stat that
I saw Les. I had no complaints. I went over. I gave him his props. I said, "Nice job."
Yeah. He was pretty funny yesterday.
He's a good guy.
But, remember how NBC used to be so big in sports?
Right.
Yeah. Football and everything?
Yeah.
Then they gave football away, and they said we were idiots. CBS was idiots for paying for it.
Right.
CBS is number 1 in sports. ABC is number 2. ESPN is number 3. NBC's like almost, just above 5.
Not only that, they're saying NBC is stuck with a bad Olympics coming up again because the Olympics package was so expensive to buy, and most people just aren't watching it.
Right. Well, the last time, where's it this time? Because in Australia, everything was tape delayed and nobody cared about watching it.
The thing that killed the Olympics the last time was the 15-hour delay. Yeah. Everybody knew the results. And everyone knew the results.
Right, you could hear them before you ever saw the telecast.
Yeah, it was stupid. Nobody cared. I know. I usually get sucked into Olympics fever. I didn't.
The Olympics are only good when they're in this country.
Yeah.
When they're within 2 or 3 hour time zone.
If I was NBC, I'd say, you know what? We've invested $1 billion in this stupid Olympics.
It's going to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be here. It's going to be now, and it's going to be current and live. And you're going to wait to do an event until we get back from a commercial break, just like in football.
And the other thing they did was they invested heavily in the XFL.
That's the other thing.
Answer to losing football.
That's right.
But they were like, football, we don't need football. We're fine without football.
We don't need no stinky football.
That is dumb, man.
Is CBS making money with football? Because I know they paid a lot of money for it.
Supposedly they are, because they say that what they get to promote, the new shows they get to promote, makes up for it. And a lot of the new shows, like who the big stars of the day were yesterday? The cast of CSI.
Yeah.
Which I've never watched.
Dude.
But everyone says it's a great show.
Yeah, we should talk about it. Let me take a commercial break. We'll talk about this.
Yeah, because we're getting heavy into the discussion, and we still need to break.
Yeah, and I keep holding back because we need to break. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
Hot dog. Howard's hot dog. What kind
Chào các mọi người, và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc xe VinFast Fadin, xe thương hiệu của Việt Nam, sản xuất 2020, bản 1.4 rồi. Xe này là bản mạnh nhất phân khúc rồi, 1.4 rất là khỏe nhá. Xe là màu đỏ và con này thì cũng đã tham gia giải nhất nhì của cuộc thi bơi nội rồi, cách đây 4-5 tháng trước. Đấy. Tuy nhiên là trước khi báo giá thì cũng như là thì em sẽ quay tổng thể chiếc xe cho mọi người cùng xem đã. Chiếc xe thực ra là nếu khi bên em xử lý bên trong nên là không ai biết được là nó có vấn đề gì, và xử lý rất là triệt để, về chỉ việc đi thôi. Các bạn nhìn thấy xe rất là mới, lốp la răng, bên trong thì cũng khử hết mùi rồi, nhưng mà có thể là không bằng những con xe bình thường, nhưng mà ít ra nó cũng còn rất là ok. Tí nữa em sẽ quay nội thất cho mọi người cùng xem. Nói chung xe còn rất là ok mọi người nhé. VinFast Fadin. Con này 1.4 nó rất là khỏe, và 1.4 thì cũng là vừa đủ, không ăn quá nhiều xăng, nói chung là cũng đẹp. Xe màu đỏ, số tự động thì cũng đi được nội thành thì cũng rất là ok. Phanh sau là phanh tăng trống, phanh trước là phanh BS, hai bánh trước BS, xi nhan tích hợp ở gương. Đấy. Và các bạn thấy đèn rất là sáng nhá, biểu tượng VinFast, nhìn rất là chất, rất là khỏe khoắn. Nói chung là những con này mua tầm vừa túi tiền đi rất là ok. Và nội thất bên trong thì các bạn có thể thấy là nói chung là vô lăng, da ghế rất là mới, cần số phanh tay cơ, DVD tích hợp kem nồi, điều hòa rét buốt. Nội thất bên trong thì còn khá là mới, sàn thì hơi ẩm thấp một chút, bên em xử lý rất là triệt để rồi. Đấy, còn nội thất hàng ghế sau các bạn có thể thấy rất là mới và đẹp. Xe này thì quá là ok rồi. Gương cụp, nói chung là mọi thứ option của em nó là đầy đủ. Đấy. Đèn phía sau thì nói chung là phân khúc hạng A, đèn ít thì cũng chỉ có thế này thôi mọi người nhé. Đây các bạn có thể thấy mọi thứ của em nó rất là ok. Mặt ca lăng lưới tản nhiệt. Nói chung là nó chỉ có vậy thôi. Và một chiếc xe bơi nội 2020 này thì bên em đang phải giảm giá rất là kịch sàn luôn, 193 triệu. Nếu mà con này mà còn ngon thì chắc là cũng giá cũng khá cao đấy. Nhưng mà nó đã bị bơi lội rồi thì giá chỉ vậy thôi. Và bên em nếu mà ai ghi, bên em mà ghi vào phần bình luận đã bán này không còn nữa đâu. Còn nếu chưa ghim gì thì mọi người chủ động liên hệ với em. Đấy. Xe thì chỉ có vậy thôi, mọi người đến check choác thoải mái, kiểm tra động cơ cũng như là test thử, thuê thợ thần đến check. Và xin chào mọi người.